Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a magical place for children, teenagers, and adults. At least, that's what the animatronic band wants you to think. In the popular video game series Five Nights at Freddy's, created by Scott Cawthon, players experience the terror of working the night shift at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. They must survive the night while haunted animatronic characters roam the halls. These are not your typical cute mascots. They are possessed by the souls of murdered children seeking revenge. The games quickly gained a huge fan base, spawning numerous sequels, spin-offs, a film adaptation, and a dedicated fandom. The Five Nights at Freddy's universe extends beyond the screen. It delves deeper into the franchise's lore and mythology through a series of chilling stories. We are about to explore the terrifying world of Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's dive into the pages of stories that have captivated readers worldwide. Get ready to uncover the secrets that lie within Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Before we begin, we kindly ask you to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, comment, and share this video, because it helps us keep you informed about new videos and also helps spread the message to more people. The main trilogy was written with Kira Breed Riley. It begins with The Silver Eyes, 2015, followed by The Twisted Ones, 2017, and The Fourth Closet, 2018. 2 years later, they began to be published in Brazil. The first in 2017, with the titles as shown on the cover images. The box set with the complete trilogy was also released in 2018. The books explore new dimensions of the story and characters, offering fans a deeper and richer experience. In this first book of the series, The Silver Eyes, we are introduced to a group of childhood friends returning to their hometown, Hurricane, Utah. 10 years earlier, a series of tragic murders at a local pizzeria, Freddy Fazbear's, shook the community. The pizzeria closed, leaving behind a sinister silence and unanswered questions. Now, the friends are drawn back to confront the horrors of the past, led by Charlie, the daughter of the pizzeria owner. She is haunted by the disappearance of her twin brother, Sammy, who was taken from the pizzeria years ago. When the friends reunite, they find themselves drawn back to the abandoned pizzeria. They soon discover that some secrets refuse to stay buried. The animatronic characters, once a source of joy and entertainment, have turned into sinister entities. They are driven by a thirst for revenge. There are 5 little-known curiosities about this debut book. The first is that before its release, the book's name appeared in 3 teasers as Five Nights at Freddy's, The Untold Story. It was only in the 4th and 5th release teasers that it appeared with the title by which it became known. After the contract was signed with Scholastic, the title and the book cover were changed. The second, as mentioned above, is that the book had an original cover that was later changed and remains the same to this day, including in the Brazilian version. The third is that the book's release on Amazon was scheduled for December 22nd, 2015, but it was launched 5 days earlier, on December 17th of that year. This happened because of Amazon's system. The fourth is that the book took 10 months to write. The fifth, according to Scott Cawthon himself, is that most of the scenes outside Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria were written by Kira. Most of the scenes inside the pizzeria were written by Cawthon. To conclude, one more piece of information. The Silver Eyes was an immediate success, reaching the top of the New York Times bestseller list in the young adult books category. This highlights the popularity and impact of the books among readers. The Twisted Ones, the second volume of the trilogy, picks up where The Silver Eyes left off. Charlie and her friends are trying to move on after the horrors they faced at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. However, the past has a way of catching up with us. Strange events begin to plague their lives. Twisted animatronic creatures, even more terrifying than the previous ones, emerge to haunt them. As the death toll rises, Charlie, Jessica, John, and Carlton find themselves caught in a deadly game of cat and mouse. They must unravel the mystery behind these new animatronics and the person responsible for releasing them. Their investigation leads them to an isolated amusement park. It holds dark secrets and a connection to the twisted mind responsible for the recent tragedies. It is the first book to introduce animatronics that have never appeared in any of the games, being twisted versions of Freddy, Bonnie, Foxy, and a new animatronic wolf. The fourth closet concludes the trilogy with a breathtaking ending. Charlie's friends are desperate to find her after she disappeared in the previous book. John, determined to uncover the truth about Charlie's disappearance, delves deeper into the history of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. He discovers a web of lies and deceit that goes back further than he could have imagined. Meanwhile, Jessica, consumed by guilt and pain, becomes obsessed with finding Charlie. She believes Charlie is still alive. Her search leads her down a dangerous path. She crosses paths with a mysterious and seductive woman who claims to have answers. As John and Jessica's investigations intertwine, they uncover a shocking truth about Charlie's fate. They come face to face with the ultimate evil that haunts them. The Five Nights at Freddy's novels expand the game's universe in various ways. They provide a deeper understanding of the story by delving into the past of the haunted animatronics. We learn about the tragic events that led to their possession. The books introduce new characters and expand upon existing ones, adding layers of complexity to the narrative. We witness the psychological toll that the horrors of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria take on the characters, exploring themes of trauma, loss, and the struggle to overcome the past. The books also introduce new locations and elements to the Five Nights at Freddy's universe. We are transported to abandoned pizzerias, sinister amusement parks, and secret underground facilities. These settings add a sense of claustrophobia and dread to the narrative, enhancing the overall horror experience. In addition to the main trilogy, the Five Nights at Freddy's universe expands even further with the Fazbear Frights series, released in 2020. These books feature collections of stories that explore the darker side of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Each story introduces new characters and terrifying situations. They are connected by a thread of horror and the haunting presence of the animatronics. From haunted arcades to cursed virtual reality games, the Fazbear Frights series takes readers on a roller coaster of terror. The stories are often disturbing, leaving a lingering sense of unease long after the last page is turned. The first volume of the Fazbear Frights series is Into the Pit, where nightmares come to life. This chilling tale follows the story of Oswald, a young boy who wishes his summer wasn't so boring. He discovers a mysterious ball pit in a local pizzeria. Little does he know that this ball pit is a portal to another dimension, inhabited by terrifying creatures and a sinister doppelganger of himself. As Oswald delves deeper into the pit, he uncovers a terrifying truth about the pizzeria and the darkness lurking beneath its surface. The story explores themes of duality, fear, and the consequences of tampering with forces beyond our understanding. Another exciting story from this volume is To Be Beautiful. This unsettling tale revolves around Sarah, an insecure teenager who wishes to be beautiful. She receives an old, mysterious animatronic head as a gift. The head, named Eleanor, promises to make Sarah beautiful. However, Eleanor's idea of beauty comes at a terrible price. As Sarah becomes more obsessed with her appearance, she starts to transform into something monstrous. The story explores themes of vanity, self-acceptance, and the dangers of sacrificing who we are for superficial desires. Ending this volume is Count the Ways, a story about the girl Millie. She can no longer stand her pathetic life and wishes to simply disappear from the face of the earth. She hates living with her grandfather hates her schoolmates, and feels that no one understands her. However, when she decides to hide from her family, she encounters a bloodthirsty animatronic bear. The book also includes the first part of the story, Stitchwraith, which follows a police investigation into a disturbing creature. The second volume features a robotic dog on its cover. Besides it, a lonely teddy bear and a hungry rabbit claim new victims. Fetch is the title of this book, which contains 3 terrifying stories. The first story shares the same name as the book, Fetch. It all starts when a boy named Greg, who becomes obsessed with an abandoned restaurant, breaks into the place and discovers a small animatronic dog. When he tries to turn on the robot, nothing happens. However, after a while, the animal starts to interfere with the boy's life in disturbing ways. Lonely Freddy is the name of the second story. In it, Alec is determined to ruin his sister's birthday party. Tired of being seen as the problematic child, he decides that Hazel isn't as perfect as his parents think. However, in executing his plan, the boy ends up getting lost in Freddy Fazbear's pizzeria until a sinister teddy bear finds him. The third story, which concludes the volume, is out of stock. In this story, we meet Oscar, who has finally gotten the toy of his dreams. The plush-strap stalker, a huge green rabbit with powerful and destructive teeth. The boy completely ignored the warnings from the store, but soon starts to realize that there's something wrong with the creature. At the first opportunity, it turns against its owner. The second part of the story, Stitchwraith, which follows an investigator searching for answers to a series of inexplicable events, is featured in this volume. The third volume of Fazbear Frights is the book Time to Wake Up. The theme of the plot is abandonment, being left behind, feeling isolated or alone. Again, 3 sinister and terrifying stories involving 3 young people and their particular anxieties. In the first story, titled 1:35 a.m., Delilah is always tired and late. When she buys a doll that also acts as an alarm clock, she feels like everything will be resolved. However, when the alarm rings at 1:35 a.m., her life turns into a nightmare. Space for One More is the second story, where we find Stanley, who has been abandoned by his girlfriend and is devastated. His only distraction is talking to a toy doll that appeared on his desk at work and begs him to take it home. The young man refuses, but soon starts to feel strange pains that seem to only get worse. The third story, The New Kid, concerns the relationship between Devin and the new student who has just arrived at school and has become the center of attention, which Devin envies. Devin can't accept this situation and decides to play a prank on the classmate at a branch of Freddy Fazbear's pizzeria, but the consequences are disturbing. The third part of the story, Stitchwraith, appears in this book. To conclude this collection of Fazbear Frights, the fourth volume of the series is titled Step Closer, once again featuring 3 sinister tales. The first story, sharing the title of the book, is the tale of Pete, who is convinced he's been cursed. While trying to play a prank on his brother, the boy ends up hearing the eerie song of the pirate Foxy. Since then, he has suffered a series of accidents that nearly cost him his life, but he won't be able to escape forever. In Dance With Me, the second story, Casey is being pursued. Struggling to survive after being kicked out of her home, the girl stole a wallet and, unintentionally, a strange pair of glasses. Whenever she puts them on, Casey feels dizzy and sees a robotic ballerina dancing towards her. And the doll seems to be getting closer and closer. In Coming Home, the third story, Samantha feels the presence of a ghost. A year ago, her sister was murdered at Freddy Fazbear's pizzeria. When inexplicable events start to occur, the girl realizes that her dead sister is trying to communicate with her and reveals something terrible. This volume unveils a new part of the terrifying story Stitchwraith. The 4 volumes that complete the Fazbear Frights collection have been released in a box set, published by Scholastic. We've reached the end of this video. The expanded universe of Five Nights at Freddy's, which started as a video game, has already spread to various parts of the world with book editions and a movie adaptation, which was released in 2023, and it's far from stopping. Millions of books have been published in multiple languages. a sign that the terrifying and sinister plots of Five Nights at Freddy's continue to captivate fans worldwide. Thank you for sticking around until the end. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Leave your comment. Are you a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's? Which segment do you like most? Games, books, or the movie? What did you enjoy the most? Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.